Ready?
Me. All right.
I thought you were gonna go. I thought you were gonna do it.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Pub Crew. I'm Ryan, that's Vic, and as you can see, we are back on location at the wonderful, the beautiful Craft Rhythm and Brews, joined by this pretty mug again.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You might recognize him from such episodes as Pub Crew with Craft Rhythm and Brew, and Pub Crew with Craft Rhythm and Brew 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Awesome.
Just wanted to lead up to say it.
Yeah. Welcome. Thank you for having us again. It's always an amazing time whenever we're here.
Oh man, thank you guys for being here. You know, we really enjoy having you guys. You know, I'm really happy with the way you guys are growing, and we wish you guys nothing but continued success. And you know, this is one of the cool things that makes El Paso. We could see that people are growing in El Paso because we do have people like you guys that are really out there on the forefront of doing these things, and we know that it's mutually beneficial, and we always send guys to look at your videos, and so
Thank you, man.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah,
we love that.
For sure.
Speaking of growth, you guys have been pretty busy yourselves.
Yeah.
We have been, we've been pretty blessed. You know, things have been going well. You know, we've been making beers now for several different locations in El Paso.
That's awesome. What are those locations again?
So La Havana is on the west side, La Havana Bar and Grill. Then Benny Frank's, we made an Oro de Azteca IPA, far east side. And a couple of weeks ago, we brewed a Mongo Belgian Blonde for Craft Box.
Oh,
yeah.
We need to go there. We haven't gone there.
Gotta hit that up. That sounds delicious.
Yeah, and you know, the folks are great, you know, and they've been really supportive of what we're doing, and you know, they want more. So today we actually sold a keg of our Shidubi Tart to a tap truck.
Really?
Oh, dang.
Yeah, so they're you know, this is another example of how El Paso's growing, but you go to larger cities and they'll convert these vehicles, whether like old ice cream trucks, sometimes it's, you know, nice little old trucks, sometimes it's new trucks, but they'll have like a camper in the back end or a covered area, and then they'll put taps on the outside. And
that is cool. It's like an adult ice cream truck.
Adult ice cream truck, yeah.
Oh, man.
And so these
you
guys
start hearing the music pumping, you're like, oh, I'm thirsty, man. Hold on.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, so it's not the ice cream music, but still, though, it's
What do they roll up with? Some AC/DC. Have a drink on me.
Yeah,
that'd be so sick.
Yeah.
You're all,
or you know, little
the bells, they're ringing.
Yeah, I drink alone.
One bourbon, one scotch,
one
beer.
Hey, if you guys are listening to this, these are ideas. Feel free.
That's right. Yes.
I'll listen. I'll hear the song. The bells will hear. They will chime, and I will answer.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Oh, we didn't talk about what we're drinking today. Well, we're drinking your. It's the honey what? Because I just saw it was honey.
So it's Havana honey. It's a blonde.
Right.
It's made with local honey from Fabens.
Oh, it is delicious.
Yeah.
Super.
It's light, you know. It's a 4.9%, but it is. Yeah, it's refreshing, and you get that little.
Exactly what
note.
I needed today.
Yeah.
It is as beer enthusiasts say, crushable.
Yes.
It is very crushable.
That's right.
And I needed this after last night. I was like, that's the beer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, it's awesome, and you know, La Havana, we just delivered more kegs to them yesterday, so it's something that they're continuously wanting to carry. So they asked us to make another beer for them, so we're coming up with a design for that as well.
Besides
so,
the honey?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we're coming up with several different styles. And we got a couple of other restaurants like this tap truck. They want us to make a Pilsner for them, so we're going to come up with that design.
Pilsner, because that do well for something that's mobile.
Yeah.
Pilsner is definitely that's the move.
Absolutely.
What if people like Pub Crew wanted to like get a beer going?
We just have to look at what you guys are into, right? So, you know, yeah.
A lot of it's on my laptop. You can. I don't know if that answers questions or raises more. Let me know. Meet me in the middle.
Yeah. No. So another location, Happy's. They're on the west side as well. They want us to do a Pilsner for them, so we'll be coming up with that design. So, but before everything's said and done, we're gonna have 3 Pilsners. Because
I was about to say, holy crap.
Yeah, because we're about to bring out, I think in a couple of weeks, our Pils Toledo.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good
German
name.
Pilsner.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Did you name it?
Yeah, actually, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yes.
It passed the board.
It passed the board.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I said it long enough. I didn't ask for permission.
It was one of those. It's happening.
It's happening. Yeah. It just stuck. So it's safe. It's
I've had it on the
happening.
board for over a year.
That's
So
right.
it's happening.
That's right. So it's in a collaboration with a home brewer, and what we're gonna do is it's our second collaboration with an El Paso home brewer, and we're gonna get his image, and he's gonna be holding 2 guns with gun belt and a big sombrero.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And that's the
awesome.
pistolero. So his design, the guy's a phenomenal home brewer, and we're very excited to partner with him. So
I look forward to that one.
yeah.
Yeah.
And in June, everybody kind of the secret's out, but we brewed
What?
a beer in June of last year. We brewed a Belgian quad.
Oh.
Yeah.
That one is called the Riceob, and it's also a collaboration with another home brewer who they makes amazing beers. So we brewed that one last year, and so very, 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 very small batch. So we anticipate it'll probably be gone within an hour, and people are already telling us, to reserve them bottles.
Can I get a reserve? Can I get like two barrels? Can I get 2 barrels, please?
Yeah,
Can I get a drum?
so that one is going to be released in June. So we'll have a quick release, and
Just in time for my birthday? Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Oh, man. That's true.
I'm not dropping any hints. I'm just
No,
saying.
no,
It'd just be a cool thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it would make
right.
or break my birthday. But,
Yeah,
I mean, it'd be
especially from
awesome.
like a really cool friend, right?
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, I'm not dropping any hints. I'm not
Yeah.
passive aggressive
No.
like that. But it would definitely make my birthday.
So we're gonna have a release at a certain time, and then we'll go online, and then probably have online sales
Nice.
because we don't anticipate it's gonna last, and
Yeah.
based on the demand, people want to have like many bottles of it, and it's like we gotta, we'll probably end up doing just it'll be a very limited batch. So, but one of the things that we want to start is with these home brewers because we've brewed with them before. I mean, it's a blast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every June we're going to have we'll brew the Riceob, and it's going to be with those home brewers here as often as we can, and we'll make it an annual event.
That's awesome. So now that's becoming a tradition.
Yes. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We brewed, I think, there's been home brewers involved in probably about, I want to say, 5 of the last 6 brew days. So
Really?
yeah, including
awesome.
the International Women's Brew Day. We brewed a pineapple
saw that.
Hefeweizen.
Oh, nice.
And we had a brewer from Juarez as part of the group.
Whoa.
That's
They were
awesome.
awesome. She was
That's
awesome. She's
awesome.
great people, and it
Yeah.
was amazing. Yeah, so it was a really cool experience to have all the women there, and then for the Mongo Belgian Blonde, the general manager for Craft Box was here helping us make it. So
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
freaking cool. That is so sick.
absolutely,
Yeah.
man. No. So we're very excited, about our lineup coming up. So
Yeah, we need to jump
Looking
in.
forward to
We
it.
need to jump into this. We need to come up with a beer idea, because like
I want it to be drinkable.
yeah, and you're super
That's
into
as far as I
stouts.
got.
Yeah, like you're super into stouts and darker beers and heavy stuff, and I'm really into IPA. So we got to meet somewhere in the middle. I feel like.
yeah, I mean there is such a thing as a black IPA, but it is definitely not of the maltier variety. But
Yeah.
or Schwarzbier, which is what they call a dark lager, right? So
Yeah,
those
that's
those
very
pretty
true.
neat.
I'd sell it for a lager.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could sell me on a lager.
Yeah. So it's a dark lager, so that's one of those things that we're looking at exploring as well.
There you
So
go.
just looking at the gamut of, I've been traveling. So I was in Denver several weeks ago. Susie and I went to go and drop off the Trauma Nuts and the Troublemaker to competition for the
I
world.
saw that in
yeah,
social media.
World Beer Competition. So they'll be judged here in April sometime, and we'll find out the results around May 5th or so.
Nice.
So,
That
yeah.
answered the question I was going to ask. I was like, what happened with that? 'Cause I saw your post that you guys were there taking it, and I was like,
Yeah.
what happened?
Yes. No, I mean, it's
So it's
pretty-
actually being judged this month then?
Yes, this
Well,
month.
yeah, by the time this comes out, it'll be this month.
Yeah. So what I did is when we took the cans up, because we have to take a 12 pack of each.
Oh, okay.
I also canned some here, and we'll have the same batch. so that we could taste them kind of around the same time the judges are tasting them.
So you know what they're getting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the intent is, hopefully, these guys have been doing it for years, so there's no reason to think otherwise. But, as long as they stay cooled in the right environments, like we have it here, they should expect the same thing we expect when we try it. So,
Of course.
so we're excited, yeah. Of course, this is our first time doing it, so we don't know what the hell we're doing. We know we got to the right location. That's about
Right.
it.
You
So
got there.
I got there,
Oh,
yes.
Step one.
Yes, I
Yeah.
got there, and the beer was very cold, so yes.
Nice.
Yes. What do I do now?
Right? There was like no sign, so you like knock on this door, and this guy comes out, and he's like, "Yes." Like, we're here to drop off some beers. Oh, okay. I'm like, well, what do we do? And then I go in, like, hey, you can't come in. I'm like, I'm already in. What do I need? It's like, hook me up. He said, I got them, in 12 packs. Like, let me give you some boxes. So we had to box them up. Then we went in and gave it to him. It was kind of a weird experience, but you got to see a whole bunch of beers coming in from all over the world.
That's from all over the world?
Yeah, it's a world beer competition.
Oh,
so.
shit.
We need to
Yeah.
plan a heist.
Yeah.
You think George Clooney has availability? Brad Pitt probably does, right? Can we get the crew back together?
Yeah. So, yeah, I wish we would have started small, something like the Great American Beer Competition, but
No.
we just had to do the world. But
Hey, big moves. Big
Yeah.
moves.
that's right, yeah.
You gotta showcase yourself. That's something I can kind of relate to with like my music and stuff like that. I've released some stuff in the past couple of months, and I'm planning on doing more. I have so many projects in my head. Like I want to start like a metal band. I want to start like a ska band. I want to do more hip hop, but like I've been doing, and like you just gotta throw it out there, Like you never know who's gonna like it, and the only way you're gonna find out who likes it is by just going like. I want to say balls deep.
That's
you
true.
know? Like you can't half-ass it. You just go like, hey.
You got a full ass.
Yeah.
Full ass.
You gotta figure out. You gotta
You
figure
gotta
out.
put your whole ass and then I borrow a buddy's
Yeah.
ass. In.
There you
Yeah.
go.
You
Double
gotta
asses.
figure
Hey,
out-
2 asses is better than one sometimes.
You gotta
Actually,
figure
most of
out.
the
You
time.
gotta figure out where you stand. Like it's a nice reality check. I feel
Yeah.
because like I know like I feel a lot of the times people are like being nice to me just because they know me. Like not giving me like
That's not true.
not giving me like the
That's a little true. My opinions are very biased.
Yeah, so it's nice to just put stuff out there and show it to like random people and like get honest opinions from people that hold no weight.
Mhm.
Like I love your guys' beers, and over time I've grown more fond of you guys as well. As people, because at first it was just like, well, I know their beer, and I know like it speaks for who you guys are as people.
It's like we like doing this because we have like the person, we have the father and we have the child.
Wow.
The whole family's here, and it's just a merry old Christmas.
Yeah.
It's good tidings all around.
Yes. No, but you're absolutely right. I mean, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? And you have the talent. It's just about up there to see, where you connect, I guess, the most with people, right?
Yeah.
And El Paso's an interesting town because it is very eclectic. People have a very big range of things that they like.
Mhm.
Right. There's some things that they don't like, but it's in some of the larger cities where I've been at, there is that hip hop group, and it's that hip hop all the time, and then there's the rock group and the metal group, and then there's those of us that are kind of stuck in the 80s, right? We like 80s, we'll venture into the 90s maybe a little bit, but then boom, we'll hit the 2000 metal stuff,
Yeah.
right? But El Paso, we have big, a very eclectic taste.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I also wanted to start a cover band because I know that's where the money is in El Paso
Yeah, that's right.
with music. So I do want to start a cover band because I love 80s and 90s stuff too.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
and that is a thing of how eclectic it can be. And I can only hope that over time, I mean, it is now, it's growing. Like the beer scene
Mhm.
has gotten so much bigger. As somebody who sort of started a few years ago,
Mhm.
getting more into craft, like taking it seriously, quote unquote, because it's a lot of fun. But
Yes. It is.
taking it seriously, seeing that grow, it has been really amazing, and I can only hope that people's eclectic taste here in El Paso transfers that over to beer as well.
Yep.
Because there's so much stuff that people come up with. especially like even like just take you guys for example. You know, you guys have everything. Like one of my favorites was still Trauma Nuts. You know, Troublemaker has always been like a go-to for me, a staple for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just I really hope, you know, just like music is here, I hope that that transfers over to beer, because I know it's still a big Budweiser town, Bud Light town.
They can both be enjoyed together.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, from what I understand, like Michelob Ultra is the #1 selling beer.
You know what? That makes sense. I've seen a lot of people
Ultra.
in my life. Yeah.
I see that more,
Yeah.
which is weird.
Mhm.
Like, when did that happen? When did it go from being a Bud Light town to an Ultra town?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not okay with the decision either way. But like, when the hell did that happen? It's funny that you
Yeah.
mentioned that. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Mhm.
Who made this call?
Yeah, no, very much so. You know, but we're seeing that growth in the craft beer market for people from El Paso, and you know, we love being part of it. But I know that that's one of those things that that makes us kindred spirits with home brewers, because just like me, you know, when I was brewing, I was converting people to craft beer, and they do
Right.
the same thing. You know, they you know, so their sphere of influence for breweries, you know, can't be understated. I mean, it's part of what they have done that has growth, that has been the reason for the growth in El Paso. Now you do have people coming in from out of town. You have soldiers,
Mhm.
and they've lived this life, so they've
Yeah.
helped, you know, really kickstart a lot of what we do in the craft beer industry. But it's really home brewers that have really, you know, people give them second, third chances, and then, you know, when you hit one, it's great.
Mhm.
Or, you know, you have those home brewers that are so consistent in making phenomenal beers that
Yeah.
people gravitate to them, and then their friends bring friends to try their beers, and next thing you know, they're going to breweries,
Mhm.
you know, or they're going to tap houses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
And you gotta try it out. Now you gotta venture off.
Yes.
Get that palate going.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's been people who started watching the show and weren't at all like craft beer drinkers, and we drive home the fact like every time. I know we say it almost every show. There's a beer out there for everybody, you
There
know.
is.
And it's taken so long for some people, and some people are like, you know what? I found something that I enjoy. Like I like sours. I like, you know, even like
Mhm.
if it's just like ciders. You know, like, hey, at least you like ciders. You know, that's
Right.
that's venturing out of just like what is like light beer.
Yeah.
You expanded your horizons already, and that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You know that there's other things out there
Yes.
besides a Bud Light.
Right. Well, and the other thing is wine drinkers as well, right? You
Oh,
know,
yeah.
So, you know, we've converted. I don't want to say, well, we some people have come in here, and since we don't sell wine, we sell beer cocktails. And that was always a conversation that Susie and I used to have about, should we sell wine, should we not? And we resisted selling wine, you know, because, well, let's just see how these cocktails go. And we sell a lot of cocktails.
Actually, that's what we recommend to some of our friends that are like, well, we want something. It's not like a beer. We're like, oh, cocktails.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
A little beerology for you.
Exactly.
Make
Yeah.
it happen. And they'll be
Mhm.
like, oh, wow. It's like, yeah.
And
There's more you
it's-
could do with beer than you think.
Oh no,
Yeah.
for sure. And so
Yeah.
now some of those cocktail drinkers are expanding, and they're trying the honey, the brown, you know, and it's like, you know, because now they know, right?
Mhm.
You know, so wine has a very a good, a kind of a good variety of styles, but nowhere near what beer has.
Right.
Yeah.
Nowhere near. I mean, hey, you want a fruity wine? We got a fruity beer, right? You want a heavy wine? We got heavy beers, right? You want a dry wine? We've got dry beers, right? So, but, you know, we've got dry beers that are fruity, that are malty, that are, you know,
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. I mean, such a big spectrum.
Yeah.
So, but that's to your point, right? There's a palette for every beer.
Yeah. And the thing is, we've started getting into wine a little bit too.
Yeah, we
And,
ventured into our high class side here.
Oh, boy.
It is less of a spectrum because it is a very strict way of making wine.
Yeah.
You have to do these certain things for it to be a wine to be
A
considered
particular
this.
type of
or
wine.
Moscato or whatever, you know, like
A red, a dry.
yeah, it's a huge outline where I
Yeah.
feel like with beer you have a lot more to play with.
Mhm.
You can add and I mean you can do that with wine, but I feel like it doesn't like pair as well.
yeah.
I forgot which one it was. There was one that had like cherries and like it was like very dark. It was a dark.
Oh, it was the one we
red.
tried in Ruidoso, right?
Yeah,
Was it that
yeah.
one? I know which one you're talking. I can't remember
Yeah.
which one. I have to go back.
But like that's the only one that stuck out to me because I'm like, oh, this actually does taste like cherries. Like,
yeah, it was like, oh snap, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's but you're absolutely right, you know, and you can go to different breweries and try, you know, different offerings and different flavors, right? You know, Three Missions had a pomegranate, or they still have it.
oh yeah, that one was pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, a Blazing Tree, they have so many different offerings with so many different flavors. They're always on the cutting edge. And Mount Star had the Mazapan Brown, you know, well, you know, with Aurelia's, they're always playing. It's always changing.
Yeah.
You know, Dead Beaches. You know, every one of these other breweries, they have so much to offer, right? You know, Paso Brewing, they're always changing it up. You know, they've got some really good stuff coming out. You know, we're excited about that. You know, and it's always about, you know, where the unique things are, right? And so, you know, everybody's talking about because breweries we're gonna have at least 2 more breweries coming in the next 2 years, and one of the owners of a brewery is gonna be called Broken Rules. They're gonna open up on the west side. Those guys are great, and they're experimenting a lot with saisons, right? So just like Aurelia's does really good saisons.
Yeah.
So it's about you know the Vienna lagers like El Paso, El Matador. That's a phenomenal beer.
Yeah.
And, you know, and you're looking at it and you're going, hey man, you know, everybody's got something really cool to offer. But when the explosion of breweries happen, which is inevitable in El Paso, I figure probably in about next 5 or 10 years,
Most
we'll
definitely,
be seeing probably our 20th brewery. You
Yeah.
know? I was in Colorado Springs this past week. They're half our size population wise, and they're at 40 breweries.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So, but you know, every brewery you go to has a phenomenally great beer. At least one, if not others. But the other thing that you start seeing is some of these breweries are getting nichey. You'll go to that brewery for IPAs. You'll go to that brewery for stouts. You'll go to that brewery for lagers. You know, and that's what they become known for, right?
Yeah.
You know, and so sours. You'll have breweries that do nothing but sours.
Yeah. Martin House.
Yeah. Well, Martin House does have a style. They have some others, but
They love to experiment with their sours.
You got to cut that, man.
Look, I'm sorry, man. We gotta go talk to them.
Either challenge
talk to them.
Either shit or get off the pot, Vic.
We gotta talk to them. We gotta go and be like, hey, why do you do this?
I'm just gonna be sitting there drinking their beer while you're like, why are you doing it? I'm like, yeah, you tell them.
Yeah,
that's right.
I just want to find out their thought process and steal it. No, just kidding.
Are you gonna censor that part out? No, or are you just gonna give away the plot?
I'm just kidding.
You gonna let them guess what we're gonna do?
No. I like some of Martin House's beers, but it is like a thing where I'm like, how do you come up with this stuff? Like, do you guys sit down for like an hour and then just discuss like what's the strange taste that we haven't?
I'm gonna just say it: the pizza beer.
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Who sat there, planned it out, and was like, "This is a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
We need to sell this." And then I bought it only because I guess I was
the
the
novelty factor.
right?
Yeah.
I was the novelty factor.
Yes.
I had one of those and was like, "No, thank you." But I wonder, like, what went into that? How did you get that flavor from it? Which is very interesting. And why did we think this was a good idea?
Absolutely.
I know it was different, which that's not always a bad thing, but sometimes it's
because there's a palate for every beer.
Yeah,
I guess, right? I want to find the person who's like, hey, it's an amazing beer.
Yeah.
And I want to be like, tell me why.
And I just, you know what? That just makes me want to like start brewing. And I know I've like talked about it before, but like I wanted to start off with mead because that's like a little bit easier to do and it's a lot harder to mess up.
True. It's a lot. That's a distance game. That's a marathon.
Yeah.
You have to wait. You know,
like
minimum
six months at least. Yeah.
Minimum 6 months. Some people it doesn't turn out right for about a couple of years.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. But I wanted to get more into brewing and learning everything just because I mean it's something that like I've been really getting into, like I said, seriously. And the more I taste stuff, the more things I'm like, well, I want to find out like why these hops together created this certain flavor. Especially because I'm a big hop head with IPAs, like stuff like Citra hops and like how they play with other hops and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it's been really crazy. Like I went on like a stone kick for a stone brewing kick for a week.
I like that you clarified that.
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I wonder if that's going to get taken out of context.
Yeah.
It's Stone Brewery.
Yeah,
There it is.
yeah. People are like, "Rock off, man." What side? Yeah, what side bog you hit, bro? Was it in Cruces?
Oh man, we need to do that. We need to go to the breweries and
No.
Yeah, no, at me.
And yeah, just trying out how like everything just tastes and how it. I want to get more into that, and I feel like it's like a like diving into a pool. I feel like you just have to do it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, as if we do want to get a bit educational on the show, because we love it when you get educational.
Yes.
Like, what would be like the essentials to get started? Like, if somebody who's listening right now, this guy was like, I want to start brewing. Like, what do you actually need?
I'll tell you the very first thing, and I've said this to several folks, is you want to start being part of a home brewing club. All right, like the Sun City Mashers, they're the ones that we've done our collaborations with. Those guys are phenomenal people. And the reason I tell you a home brewing club is because the members of the home brewing club are at different stages of brewing and different types of equipment, right? You have guys that have sophisticated equipment and you have guys that don't. And they all produce great beer. It's just the sophisticated equipment guys like a little bit more automation. They drive, their drive is a little bit of that engineering, right? It's those geek out moments.
Yeah.
But you, as who are starting out, you can go in there and you could talk to these guys, and they're willing to share all of their experiences. They're willing to tell you, hey, I started with, a glass 5-gallon jugs. They look like the big water jugs. They were just made out of glass. And in homebrewers, those are called carboys. And those are your fermentation chambers. There's a lot of cool things that happen in home brewing that you just don't see anymore on the commercial side. But when you would brew in these carboys, you could see the yeast activity. You could see, the foam that's being produced. It's called Krausen, that's coming out as a result of the yeast activity, which is the CO2 combined with the heat, and it's producing a lot of these. As it's releasing its CO2, some of that foam and some of that head is visible. In commercial brewing, everything's enclosed, so you don't get to see that. But there's other home brewers who have smaller enclosed fermenters, but my thing is you get together with a group like the Sun City Mashers. They're willing to educate you. They're willing to hang out. And should you go and you start hanging out, man, you even get some free beer out of it. So you get to try and sample their beers, and then they will not steer you wrong, and they'll talk to you about every facet, whether it's grains, yeast, hops, water profiles, all of this, and that's the way I started. There was soldiers that I met with, almost 14 years ago or so. God, time flies. And some of those cats were brewing for about 10 years. And so I studied what they were doing, and I learned a lot, especially from the guys who failed all the time, so... and it's where I learned the 3 principles that I like to talk to people. If you want to brew good beer, it's about cleaning, sanitation, time, and temperature. If you can maintain a clean environment and sanitized environment, and you drop a recipe and you understand time and temperature, you will make beer. But and these guys, they're into it in the nth degree when it comes to home brewing, and I recommend that be your first stop. And they're the Sun City Mashers, and you'll love those guys. I promise you.
Nice, definitely. Yeah, and that's
That's
just,
awesome.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So, if you want to start brewing beer out there, now you know, and you'll find me in that group as well. So be sure to join it, because I mean, it's something that you sort of want to elevate as a hobby. Like enjoying beer is one thing. When you get out there and you want to start making beer, I feel like that's taking it to the whole nother level. You know what I mean?
I feel like now you're like because you want to call it a hobby, right? But now at this point, you've turned it into an actual hobby.
Yeah.
It's like you can't say, "Oh, a drink is a hobby."
Yeah.
But once you start making it,
Yeah.
see, now you're investing into
Now
a
it's
hobby.
research.
Now it's science.
Yes. And the interesting thing is that you get to the point where you make it and you're compelled to share it. You want to share it. You want other people to try your beer. It's like, it's I don't know what it is, right? In most things we tend to hoard. But when you make beer, right, you want to, hey man, try this.
You gotta
or
try
hey
this.
man,
Yeah.
you gotta try this. Or hey, what do you think? Right? You're always after that,
Yeah.
because if it's so unique of a thing, right? If you're a cook and you made a good steak, hell, you're gonna eat the crap out of that steak. You ain't gonna share it with nobody. Now if somebody comes over and you're having a party, hey, I'm gonna make you the rub that I made, right? But it's not like, hey, you make the rub, people try, hey man, this is great. But it's not like you're, hey man, how was that steak? Hey, what did you think about this? Oh, hey, you should be tasting these notes. You don't care. People say this is a phenomenal steak or this was great, right? Sometimes, yeah, people are nice. They're not gonna say, I hated it, right? And if they do, they're heathens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, but when it comes to beer, I just don't know what it is. You just want to share it. It's a pretty interesting thing.
Yeah, that's awesome, and it's funny because we actually have an episode that's coming out probably. Well, I mean, by now it's like weeks ago, but it's one of our homies, and he's actually really into barbecuing, and that's like. He's a little bit like that, but it's just who he is as a person.
Yeah.
It's not like you don't get that from barbecue
No.
people. You don't get like, oh, I'm gonna share my stuff, like because that should like. I mean, it's not cheap right now.
No, no, you're right.
But he was like, we tried some of his food, and it was really good. And he like actually he's like that with how people are with beer. He's like that with barbecue, and I think that's
He's
rare.
like, you gotta try it.
That's
and then just like, hey, I'm making these today.
But that's,
can I come over?
Yeah.
All right. Like, I want you to try it on the show. All right.
Yeah, but that's rare for people like that.
Yeah, most
So
definitely. I was gonna object.
Yeah, so I totally get what you mean. It's really cool, and that's the thing. Like, I want to create so much stuff. I don't want to say that I have like a dozen ideas, but you look at like the different types of beers, and it's like, well, you know what? I've tasted one that has this in it, and I thought it was really good. I wonder what it would taste like with this and this. Like I want to do something like I love pineapple and IPAs. I mean, I'm a huge fan of pineapple altogether.
Yeah.
But something about like a pineapple hazy or something like that, it just sounds so good, and it's not like it's a little bit tart, and it's gonna be like kind of bitter, and like stuff like that.
Like that mango one you mentioned. I'm
Yeah,
like, man,
yeah.
that just sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I gotta.
Little Machine Brewing Company in Denver has a pineapple IPA that knocked our socks off. It was amazing. So,
Yeah.
That sounds.
So
good.
yeah, you're speaking our language, and chances are you're talking to these guys, and you'll go to a meeting, and these guys will bring their beers, and everybody samples beers, and you could say, hey, I'm new, but I want to learn. Or they're gonna open up to you. They're gonna help you in any which way, shape they can. You're gonna try their beers, and you say, hey, I want to do a beer that had this, or and they're gonna say, oh yeah, man, I did that. This is how I would go around doing it, but it's like I tell, especially people that are coming into home brewing, you're probably going to spend about, I don't know, maybe about $500 up front. It's hard to tell right now with the way things are. But
true.
you're probably going to spend $500 right now for just a basic starter kit, right?
Yeah.
If you want to go advance, and that's the other thing is it's almost like you cannot help but continue to advance. You're gonna want to buy a little bit better. You're gonna want to buy a little bit this.
Yeah.
When I started, people were putting, and it's been a thing for ages, right? People will ferment in their garage. It's hard to do in El Paso.
Yeah, the climate here is not fair for that.
Unless you're doing it in the fall, close to winter, then you have an
Maybe.
opportunity for the beer, right? But it's like you need a chest freezer. You need something to control your temperature, because if not, your beer can go sideways and it can become a geyser.
Yeah.
So it's but you get all these little tips and tricks, and in some cases, some of these guys have some of that old equipment around. Maybe you can get it off their hands for cheap. you know, or maybe they can tell you, hey, I know a guy who's selling that, you know, whatever it is,
Yeah.
they'll get you in, and then you're gonna be hooked.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll try all those beers. You're gonna be like, "Wow, this is phenomenal. I want to do something like this." And
Yeah.
you can taste. Well, Sun City Masters is kind of the exception. You know, I'm helping grow their members, but they're doing it also on their own. But very hard to find a I would say a mediocre beer.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everything is really really good, and because they're sticklers, they want to do things in the right way.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's awesome.
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah.
Sun City Mashers, they're on Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell
I
them
mean,
Fred sent you.
Yeah, I mean, we have to talk to him. We'd love to have him on the show too.
Yeah.
That'd be really awesome. Because I mean, it is a huge part of it, and you're very right that they're the people who are sort of bringing it up.
Yeah.
Like we're like me and Ryan are just sitting here drinking beers, talking about it. Like you know, that's one thing. They're actually like going out to like their friends and family or the people that they meet, and they're like, "Hey, try this. You know, try this is what I made." And if people are like, "Well, man, if one person made this." Like maybe like I could check out a local brewery, see what they're making, you know?
I think that's a part of like what I enjoy about this the most, besides drinking the beer, of course, is the community that's behind it. Like
That's right.
Like everything you just described, I'm like, that's what I love about it. Is it's not like you're hoarding some sort of secret here and you can't have this. How dare you steal my Krabby Patty recipe? It's like no, let me show you, man. Like, oh, you like that? Yeah, this is what I did. It's like if you were gonna do it, I'd probably approach it this way, or like try it this way if you're gonna do it. Like,
Yes.
if I was gonna revisit it, maybe do it this way. It's like, oh, okay, cool. It's not like no, I'm not gonna tell you. It's like, oh yeah, what do you want to do? Like, where do you want to start?
Yeah.
And then get you there, like build you up, and then share it. Like, yeah. And I think
100%.
that's all part of it too. If I made a beer, I'd be like, yeah, dude, you gotta try this.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me what you think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're that same way and very good. I mean, I recommend it. So next week, April 9th is their meeting. I don't. We had it here in November. They had it at they're at Blake's place at Pilot House 28. That was last. That's the last one. But yeah, so next week they're having one. I got to find out the location. But you get to see these guys, and they're phenomenal. You know, I'd recommend it if you guys have an opportunity next weekend. You know, they would. You know, I don't know exactly what's going on, but they can definitely.
Yeah. Awesome.
I mean, we should definitely make time for that.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
If we're talking about it now, we should definitely do it. Vic, are we even going to discuss this?
Yeah, we need to reach out to our HR department.
Oh my!
Make sure we're clear to go. Yeah.
Oh fuck! He's gonna take his time on that one. It's my cat.
Oh. Yeah.
You don't work in the fastest of paces, but he gets it done eventually. Maybe you can just backdate it. You can backdate the form. It's fine.
And he makes you feel like you work for him.
Yes, that's why he was the perfect candidate. He was overqualified, actually.
Well, shoot, man. I think we need a little intermission because you guys are running dry. Let me go and get you guys.
Welcome back to this intermission. We actually have like a very special thing.
Yes.
Somebody decided to gift us a little something,
We don't know what it is.
and it's like in here. So I have small hands, so I can't carry it with just one. But yeah, hey, we got stuff.
Teamwork.
Yeah,
Teamwork.
makes the dream work. So we're gonna open it up.
I hope it's what is it? Yog
Yog dildo.
Dildos?
Yeah, yog dildo. But thank you, Kat. This is from one of our fans. She's been obsessed with our show
The
ever
two
since
sacks.
she found it. Oh
Are these? They're not labeled, are they? Oh fuck!
no! Whoa!
What is this?
Norris Trades. Oh wait, is this what I think it is?
I think it's right. Norse tradesman.
Yeah.
I mean, I already love it.
Yeah.
I have to put the mic down.
Whoo, she's my sweet. I'm just gonna sing what's in the background while we open this up. Love a boy. Oh my god, how do you do this? Are we gonna like speed this up? Yeah.
You got yours open, Vic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So time to pull it out, dude. What?
Oh, is this a drinking horn?
This is amazing. Yeah. Oh. I just hit the mixer and I don't care.
Fuck. Don't worry. I think that one's actually insured. Yeah. Of all the things to be insured. What is this? Oh, is this to actually hold it, right? Oh, snap. Oh, I need that in frame. That is dope. You think we can get Pub Crew engraved on that?
Hell yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Right? Oh, that's awesome. I dig it.
Wow! Dude, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Kat. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we will use these.
Yes.
I
So
mean,
that's what 20 inches looks like.
that's like.
Wait, no, not on camera.
I'm not doing.
Well, that's awesome. Well, fuck, I'm gonna leave mine up. Fuck.
Oh man. Yeah.
No, thank you, Kat.
This is so awesome. Oh man, this reminds me of the Viking Ale that we had at Cloudcroft.
Oh yeah.
Cloudcroft Brewing Company. They have a Viking Ale, which is I forgot what it was called. It's a traditional Finnish beer.
Finnish beer.
Yeah, and it was like 12%.
Yeah.
It
was high ABV, but it was delicious.
Snuck up on me.
Like it didn't taste like 12 because like when I drank it, I saw the Viking. I was like, I want a Viking ale, and I tried it. I was like, this is like it tasted borderline like a mead.
Yeah.
It was borderline like a mead, but I think the only difference was I guess the way it was brewed. That it's not a mead, obviously, because it's called an ale. I think it was just missing a certain things. I'm like, this is borderline what a mead would be, especially with the ABV. I'm like, I think there's just things they did differently that it's an ale, but it was fucking good. I killed that pint way too quickly. I was like, I shouldn't be drinking this that fast.
I didn't even notice that it wasn't even on camera.
God damn it, Vic.
Oh man, we run a show here. We're professional.
And we're professionals.
Oh man, but we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
Yeah,
Thank you
I mean,
for
we'll
that
probably
intermission.
include half of that anyway.
Yeah, we're have to. I feel like we kind of have to.
Yes, that's awesome. Very cool gifts.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry.
Yeah.
You're just speaking to the air.
It takes a while to get used to.
So what you guys have here is two beers that we're about to come out with. This first one that you're grabbing, this one right? Okay. Is our Mongo Belgian Blonde. Ooh. It's gonna be going to Crapbox.
Hey.
So it was actually a design that we collaborated with. So Belgian grains and 26 pounds of mango went into this one.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a good amount of mango.
It is. Yeah. So you should have a little bit of the mango on the nose. It's definitely going to be on the top of your palate when you try it. And then some of the Belgian grains will take over. And that's really what we want. We want both elements to shine. Now it's still in a little bit of the fermentation stage, so it's a little bit cloudy because it still has some yeast activity.
Gotcha.
So let me know what you guys think.
Yeah. Cheers.
Oh, and remember, you don't have to drink to chill with the pub crew, but it helps. We didn't say that earlier.
You have to put that at the beginning.
It's our model. It's our catchphrase now, so we have to say it every episode.
Mm-hmm. If you put it on top of your laptop there,
you get a little placard.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that is delicious.
I can taste the mango. Like that's really good. Yeah.
Oh man.
That's just smooth. Like that's so smooth.
This is really good. This is some Carlos Santana smooth.
Yeah. Shit. Rob Thomas is gonna walk out and it's just like the ocean under the moon.
Oh man.
That's really good. Yeah.
Oh man, I love this.
Oh man.
And this next one is our Oro de Azteca Orange Vanilla IPA that we did for Benny Franks on the Far East Side. So you'll have the orange and you'll have the vanilla, and it's like we call it a hybrid because it's a hazy, so you'll have the juicy part of it up front, and then you will have the hoppy tones that rests on the back of your palate and your tongue when you.
It smells like an orange sickle beer.
Oh man, I was thinking like the orange creamsicles. That's what I was thinking. I was like,
Yeah.
it sounds like it and it smells like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, there's a creamsicle variety of beers, and a lot of them are known for using lactose sugar, which is what a milk stout has in it. And I wanted to avoid that at all costs.
Oh, okay.
So,
that's awesome. See, that's why we love coming here, because we love hearing the process behind the beer. That's what got me a lot into craft beer a lot. It's just seeing that, you know, it's a brewer who's out there and it's like, you know what, this is my thought process, this is what we wanted to do, this is what we wanted to accomplish. Like one of my favorite breweries that I first ever learned of was a Scott Brewing out in Durango, Colorado. And they, like, on their website and even like on their cans, like, I love it when they put like part of their story into their can. Like, I think it's so sick. And sorry, we gotta try this.
Yes.
I wasn't gonna interrupt you. I was like,
remember Will Smith? I had to bring it out. I had
God
to do
damn it. I can't escape it.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
We can talk about that for a bit. Hold on.
yeah. You keep going, Chris Rock. See what happens to you.
oh wow.
Yeah, you described that perfectly. Like, you get that like juiciness, like
The hops is there. Like it's not like heavy.
Yes.
Like it's not heavy, but that creamsicle kind of like, damn.
yeah, that orange flavor. Oh man,
I love it.
Yeah, we need to try this with the Jameson orange.
Oh my god,
Oh,
we've
shit.
actually been doing. Have you tried that Jameson orange?
No.
It is delicious. First of all,
Yeah.
Jameson. Still waiting to hear back from you. But yes, that's like my new. I mean, I love Jameson to begin with. But when they came with the Jameson orange, man, I fell in love with it. Now every time I get a chance, I'm like, "We're gonna do shots at Jameson orange. We'll do some Jameson orange. We don't want Jameson orange. Just bring it. I should change at the setup we have where we usually record. I should change out the red stack of the Jameson orange.
Yeah.
Who am I kidding?
Yeah.
I think it's been dethroned in my book. This Jim Beam persuades me otherwise.
Yeah.
But no, we've been mixing it because we saw that people have been mixing it with like Blue Moon,
Uh-huh.
and I was like, huh. So I've done it both ways. Where one, I did like a car bomb style where I got
Yes, I was
like
gonna
half
say.
the shooter,
Yeah.
did like the half of the Blue Moon, and then dropped the shot. Man, it goes down too smooth. And then I've done where like I mix like a shot into like a pint itself, and it just the orange just brings out. It's like you just put an orange in, then you don't really taste the Jameson, which is scary because you know there's an ounce in there.
So yeah, but if you wanted to make it a true creamsicle, you do the Jameson orange, a little bit of Bailey's Irish cream.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh man.
See, we got
We need
more
to do
ideas.
this.
We
need.
can make
Okay,
this happen.
we've been looking for excuses to record for like TikTok and stuff like that, and I think like making beer cocktails is gonna be the way to go.
That's the way to go. Because
And-
we even did one with like a orange. I'm sorry, like the chocolate or the cocoa liqueur.
Yeah, cacao
with
liqueur.
the Jameson orange. So it was like the orange chocolate. Oh man, it tastes just like the
Yeah,
ones
like
that you get.
oh man, and I've never even liked those, like the chocolate, the orange
oranges?
chocolates for like the I don't know, I guess
Oh,
for
yeah.
Christmas, I guess.
They usually,
is-
they're usually big around Christmas.
Yeah,
time.
like I wasn't huge into that, but I tried the drink and I was like, you know what, this I could get behind. Like I get it, like the chocolate and orange.
Just works.
Yeah, super good.
But in an alcohol form, it works even better.
Next, you know, you can have your pub crew test kitchen.
Yeah, that'd be super cool. We need to do that.
Yeah, well, not a test kitchen, but a test bar. Right?
Test bar.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll call it the lab, the pub
The
crew lab.
lab, yeah,
It's literally the same setup. We just put the lab above us. Cardboard ass box.
It's just us wearing the doctor's
coats.
lab coats. Yeah.
Safety first, kids.
Yes, that's right. With goggles.
Welcome to the test bar.
In case
Yeah.
there's any splashback, we're all pouring.
That's
Our
right.
eyes will
Oh,
be
we should
protected.
put coverage over the laptop. Well, you know what? That's actually a good point.
Yeah.
We're insured, but I don't want to have to, you know? It's just an
Right,
inconvenience.
right.
It's another reason I have to put pants on and go somewhere. I don't want to have to do it. If I can avoid it, I would.
Right, absolutely. Yeah, so we're pretty excited about these coming brews, and I know that the folks from Craft Box, they're this is the first time we brew the mongo for them, and we're all completely stoked with it. It is a Belgian style, so sometimes with Belgians you have to wait a while. They just take a long time. It's the style. In some cases though, when you have a beer that tastes this good, it's like, how long can you wait, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, and it is. So it was pretty cool. It was our second attempt using fruit for because the pineapple Hefeweizen that we did for International Women's Brew Day, that was about 36 pounds of pineapple.
Yeah,
that was an
I was
impressive
gonna ask around how much did you guys use, because
That's a lot.
yeah,
it's an impressive amount. So, but we're excited. And that's just that's the cool thing about craft beer. We start brewing, you'll brew your staples and then you'll explore.
Yeah.
Staples and then you'll explore. So.
That's really good. Man, I feel like we need to be the 20th brewery that opens up. We'll wait. But
you had that 5-year span. I think we can make that happen. We could accomplish the goal, I think, within that time frame.
Yeah, that'd be super fun.
Yeah, because I think that's the next cultural move for El Paso is that craft beer scene, right? So, that is one of those things where the city of El Paso can then tout to, other businesses that want to come to El Paso. Hey, we have a thriving craft beer scene.
Yeah.
Because that's what you see in all these, communities, right? I mean, for Colorado Springs, again, to be half our size and 40 breweries, that's a cultural thing,
That is.
And it's, and the cool thing about the craft beer industry is you get more of a cultured drinker, right? You want somebody who's coming here who understands about beer, wants to talk about beer. And, for them, it's not about getting hammered and shots.
Enjoying the beer.
Enjoying it,
yeah. That's a big part of it. And I think that's huge for El Paso, because El Paso is that type of city to be like
Shots. That's
Like,
why the Dos Equis is always on sale. Hornitos is always the special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hornitos or Fireball.
Or
whichever
Fireball.
one.
Either way, depending on the day of the week.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I get it.
Yeah.
No, and to each their own to a certain degree. It's just we don't suffer from those type of, when somebody just went way overboard,
Yeah.
And, but it's still at the same time, we have great conversations with great people, and we get
That's
people,
part of the experience too.
We get people from all over the country, all over the world. A couple of weeks ago, we had 2 gentlemen from London.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah, and it was funny. I had to keep telling our customers, like, get away, because all they want to do was talk to them, chat them up so they can hear them talk. I'm like, get away.
And that's one thing about El Paso. Like, it's just like, it's such like, whenever you see somebody who's like not particularly from this area, everybody's like,
they go,
we're gonna be
sound
friends.
like you're from London.
Yeah.
Yes,
You're all like, come on, man.
Yeah, they do stuff like that, and I think it's really funny, but it's just because, like, I feel like it's part of that small town mentality that El Paso has, even though it's not a small town.
Yes, yeah.
Like, it hasn't been a small town for the past 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah.
We've definitely grown.
Yeah.
We're not a small town anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's crazy to see. I was gonna add to the whole craft beer movement that's sort of happening, because it's not only like just the home brewers. I've actually noticed that a lot of younger people are seeing it, and I don't know if it's just a fad. I don't like that's some people will stick around, some will not. That's just what happens. But I've been seeing a lot of younger people, like 21-year-olds to 25-year-olds, that are. I had to specify that, because I still feel young myself, but whatever.
My body likes to remind me sometimes I'm not anymore. I'm like, yeah, in my 20s, I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, but it's just through my experiences. Like, there's been a couple of like Tinder dates where like I take a girl out to like go to like a craft house or a brewery or something like that, and they're down for it, and it's really cool, because that doesn't happen with people my age. People my age are like, I just want to go to a bar and like drink and take shots and get fucked up, and that's it.
That's not really an experience.
Yeah.
You can to be honest, you can get that almost anywhere if you really try. You can get that at Applebee's if you were so determined.
That's
I have done that at Applebee's.
Well, yes,
that's why they took
away
the $1 Long Island teas. They weren't any good at all, but they were $1.
But they were $1. And after about 10 of those, you're kind of like, all right, I'm feeling it.
Yeah.
I'm feeling lit, as the drink is abbreviated on the menu.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm only down $10. Okay.
Yeah,
Only down
exactly.
$10. Sick.
Yes.
I get 10 more. Sir, it's one at a time. We'll bring the next one and get the other one started. Because I
That's
guarantee
right.
you, by the time you bring the next one, this one's gonna be gone.
Yeah. And you know what? Half the ice next one.
Yeah, half the ice. Don't you fucking jip me. I know your tricks. I already know it's watered down anyway.
Exactly. Yeah.
Don't put any more ice in this.
But you bring up a good point because you know I was talking with a soldier, you know, an Air Force major, and she was telling me that the only thing she's ever had to drink ever is IPAs. I'm like, really? You've never had like you know a blonde or a Budweiser or anything? He's like, nope. All I've ever had to drink since I started drinking beer was IPAs. I'm like, wow. That is so
That's
wild.
interesting.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? No, I'm just kidding.
No, right?
Well, you know, even IPAs now they run. It's a broad.
No, yeah, no, I say that as someone who loves IPAs. So I wasn't hating on it.
But like to just be thrown into the fire and then be like, "This is where I'm at," and it's like,
Yeah.
why? You have options. You didn't have to go right into it. Jeez.
Right. Yeah, it's the younger group. It's but they're leading a big movement in this direction, right? And you know, people always ask us, "What's your demographic?" And it varies, very much so varies.
Yeah.
We have the young crowd. I think the young guys are and the young women, they're pretty cool. You know, we had one young guy come in and he asked me for some cans, and he's like, "Hey, would you mind autographing the can?" I'm like, "Whoa, really?" He's like,
Wow.
"Yeah." I was like, "I want to put it, you know, on my desk in my office." I was like, "Oh, what do you do?" I was like, "I help the homeless." I'm like, Okay. Big old signature. Right there. All right, cool. That's pretty neat. I was like, hey, you know, absolutely, I'll do it. And then we do have the young working professionals, lawyers, doctors, nurses, psychologists. You know, it's
those are my favorite type of drinking buddies are nurses.
oh,
When you find like when I go, if I'm ever like drinking alone or like if nobody can make it, anything like that, and there's like nurse people, like I usually end up making friends with them by the end of the night because man, like they can drink.
They can drink and they have fucking stories.
Yeah.
And you're like, yes, I am interested in all the things.
Yeah.
Yes. I have kind of a gross story. Lay it on me.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
And all right, it's like, please, the more fucked up, the better.
Yeah.
well, and the worst one is when they have pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
That's the
man.
cherry on top. I'm like, I have a picture of you. You're like, no fucking way.
Yeah.
It might gross you out. You're like, oh god.
Nice.
It's like
That's
that
crazy.
That is a full cut open stomach. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
He's
Just
missing
this morning, I was like,
all the toes.
I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, it's pretty
man.
wild. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
like there's the craziest story that I got was the guy he did something with his dong and it ended up
Oh, I think I remember. I was
yeah,
there- I
it
was there
ended
when
up
the story was being told.
non-existent.
Oh no!
I don't want to get into it because like
Yeah.
it just ended up like
Drugs were
disintegrating.
involved.
Yeah,
And something happened, and it was like we can't fix that.
yeah, it was so bad, and it makes me want to like close my legs. Just
like,
thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Unique. Yeah, that guy is pretty unique.
At least he can sing like the castrati now. He's like, oh man.
You'd hope he got something out of it, right? Or at least like a cyborg. Like maybe he's. I'd be thinking for the future, you know. I mean, maybe, right?
Well,
There's got to be positive here
They do crazy things with pigs nowadays.
for science, right?
For science.
For science, right?
grow a human penis on a pig, and then
Never mind. I never want to hear that in a sentence again.
science, dog.
I didn't think a sentence could be so off-putting until it was spoken, and I'm like, yep,
You're very right.
there it is.
Yes.
I think that's where science needs to stop.
Yeah.
Absolutely. There's such a thing as
Hasn't
being
Jurassic-
grounded, but that was underground. Right?
Hasn't Jurassic Park taught us anything? They've been asking if they should, not if they could.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
Fucking I recently found out being healthy can kill you.
How's that?
So I recently tried to take some vitamins. I said try. Because it was advised like, oh, hey, the miss was like, oh, I wasn't feeling well. It was earlier in the week. She's fine. She was like, oh, I wasn't feeling that well. She's like, you might want to take, some zinc or something. I was like, I got the mission. I got the objective.
Mm-hmm.
The putting it into action is where I completely botched it. So I usually don't eat breakfast. And I was like, okay, I'm getting ready for work. Take them in the morning. I drink water. Usually what I do in the morning, I drink water.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, fucking, I'll take the vitamins. I took that and vitamin C. Well, it was 2 big horse pills, right? Because they're fucking vitamins. And I'm like, oh, all right, whatever. Took them, and they do say, and this part's on me. I'll take this part on me. They do say take with a meal, but I'm like, I've done this before. It's fine. I guess I didn't account that it was 2 different vitamins, right?
Uh-huh.
So I popped them both. I'm like, all right, start getting ready. 20 minutes goes by, and I guess that's when it hit my stomach, and I start getting this intense pain.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, maybe I just have to shit. Well, that wasn't happening. And then I was worried. So I'm like, okay, so the thing that would alleviate this isn't working. Let me try and just hurl this up. That wasn't working, but the pain's getting worse. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I think I'm dying. At this point, the missus is up, and she's like, she's clocking in. And I'm like, I'm going to go lay down.
Yeah.
And laying on my stomach wasn't, like, everything that I thought would help wasn't helping. And so the part I'm on my back, I contemplated, like, should I go to the hospital? I'm texting her. I'm texting her from the room. I would like to have this conversation with you, but I'm in too much pain to get out of the room right now. That I think I'm dying. She's like, what's wrong? She knows I can be dramatic, which is fair because I have been when I'm sick. What guy isn't, though?
Yeah, it's very true.
Right? I was like, so first of all, stop attacking me.
Yeah.
She was like, so of course her first response was, maybe you just need a fart. I'm like, I would if I could.
Yes, exactly.
Things aren't happening, and that's what's making me worried. She's like, well, what's wrong? I was like, there's an intense stabbing pain. She's like, oh, God. Are you okay? I guess when I sent that text and she responded, I actually passed out because I was already laying down. 4 hours later, I woke up. The pain was gone. Had to use the restroom. Felt great. And I was like, holy shit. I don't want to go on that trip again.
No, yeah. It's funny because he messaged me like after. He's like, hey, did you know that taking vitamins before you eat anything is bad for you?
Yeah, it can fuck you up.
And I was like, you know what? I actually do know that because a similar thing happened to another person that I know. I just didn't think anybody else would have fallen into that category.
I didn't know that. It was a lesson learned.
No, yeah.
You know what I also learned? I didn't say this. You know what I also learned? In that same time frame, because you know how she wasn't feeling well, she also was making things worse on herself. Because you know how she was like, oh, take some zinc. I found out the hard way. She doesn't know how to, I don't want to say tell time, but she doesn't know how many hours are in a day. Because she goes, the vitamins, they say one's daily, right? They're daily. She was taking them one every 12 hours.
What?
She thought daily meant 12 hours.
But at that point, your body wouldn't even absorb anything.
You're right. It made her absolutely sick. So that was part of it.
Oh, okay.
That's why she was like, I still feel like shit. And I was like, first I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, you go to like, what's wrong? And then one day she was like, I guess she hurled it up. I guess it was finally like 2 or 3 days of it going on. Mm-hmm. She was like, I guess she read the bottle and was like, hey, daily means once every 12 hours, right? And I looked at her dead in the eye and was like, no. It's 24 hours. And then that's when I pieced it together. As she's holding the bottle, I go, don't fucking tell me you've been taking it twice a day. She's like, well, yeah. And I'm like, no wonder you're still feeling like shit.
Yeah, dude, that's like a zinc overdose.
I was like, you can OD on a vitamin. I told her, did my experience teach you nothing?
So I think my big takeaway from that is,
don't be
if
healthy.
she thought that it was 12-hour days, then she's probably half her age.
Fucking, she certainly swings herself around like it. Like, no, I can go all night, and I'm over here 30 going like, nah. I admire your confidence, but
Yeah.
I'm not where I'm only like a year older than her, but she's like, no, we can still do this. And I'm looking at her like, what's this wee
Maybe
shit?
you can.
What's this wee shit?
Yeah, maybe your 15-year-old self can.
Yeah, right? I was like, there's something you need to tell me.
These 12-hour days,
Oh, yeah.
man. Yeah, I age quick.
Yeah, right?
I age
These 12-hour days, I'm a goddamn elf.
That's right. Oh.
That's why I was like, good God. It's amazing we live in the same household. It's amazing we're both surviving. I'm like, how the fuck did we get through this ordeal? This was in a week. This was a week's course. I was like, my God.
I like that out of everybody in your household, your cats are the most people that are like, yeah, we know what we're about. we're good.
They eat something they don't like, they throw it up, they're great.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, thanks, guy. You gonna clean that up? They're like, nah, that's for you.
That's right.
I'm like,
Deuces.
yeah, they're like, I'll be in the bed.
And the worst part
No
is like,
calls.
the worst part is with cats when they do some shitty thing. It's not like they run away and they go hide. They just lay down like 2 feet from it and they're like staring at it. I'm like, yeah, I did that.
They're like, Jesus Christ, Vic. That's why we can't have nice
It's okay.
things.
We can't have nice.
We just got the bitch.
Me, can you slow down the reaction of me going like a total O face?
Now, if it was a no face, because if you were like chill, like, oh, look at that, that's really freaking cool. All right, let me pick it up. Because I'm a cat.
When they do something shitty, I sit 2 feet away from it. Look at it.
Yes.
That was a prime example.
Yeah. Just that split second of me realizing what happened. I just went like full like PogChamp. I don't know. Like,
No.
So the lesson here, kids, is being healthy can kill you.
That's right.
just remember, we're all gonna die anyways. You might as well just do what you feel.
Pick
Dude.
a course.
That's why a Whataburger meal doesn't come with instructions, man. You just know what to do.
You look at it and you're like, I got this.
I got this.
Step back.
That's right.
Triple.
Yes. I'm smart enough not to know I don't eat the paper, but everything else is fair game.
Everything else, we're good to go.
We're good
Cardboard
to go.
box, if it's soaked in enough grease, it's edible.
I just want to say.
Just saying.
Just
The rules.
saying,
I didn't
yeah.
make
Man,
them.
I just want to say, ever since Whataburger sold their fucking shit to Chicago, and not once have I gotten my order right.
You gotta stop going to that water.
I've gone to many Whataburgers.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, shit,
like
my
the
bad.
one on Zaragoza on the east side. I've gone to the one by my house on like Montana. Yeah, Montana.
I guess.
Yeah, and then like I've gone to the
There's
one on like
several on Montana.
Airway.
Yeah.
Well, I've gone to a couple, and they all fuck it up. The only one that hasn't ever fucked it up is the one on Yarbrough and
Vista del Sol?
Vista del Sol. That's the only one that's ever gotten it right, and that's the best Whataburger in El Paso.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
that's
fight
true.
me for it.
That's like our. That was the old meeting grounds. We used to play fucking Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
these motherfuckers. Okay, so I moved out when I was 17, right after like my senior year in high school. I came back when I was 25. I find out that all of my high school friends had been meeting up at Whataburger to play a fucking children's card game.
Hey, the high stakes one have money, all right?
But they've been doing that, and like it's a testament to how well we got along as kids. That for the better half of a decade, every fucking Friday, these motherfuckers would meet at least
Game
to
night.
play for game night, and that shit is like beautiful. I just want to say, like, yeah, I'm hating on them because they're fucking nerds.
You're just mad because you're out of town.
Yeah, that too.
Don't get mad at us for that.
I
You
got,
made your choices.
You know, there's true, you know, but I do got to say that I do kill with a Blue Eyes White Dragon deck.
Oh,
yeah, so.
we're gonna have to. I'm bringing my Exodia. We're gonna have to do this.
Oh, no, not all right. I got stuff for so Sonny.
You ain't got nothing on this.
Sonny is huge. We all got together and we played Yu-Gi-Oh for a while just because they challenged me and I lost.
Yeah,
And you were like, "Square up, nerds. Square up, nerds. I got this deck."
My Amazon freaking car was all these freaking specially designed. And Susie was like, "What
You're
are
about
they
to fucking learn in a week."
That's right. That's right. Oh yeah. So Sonny brought out the Exodia. He played that once. You know,
I got a few decks.
Yeah.
I mean, just the Exodia. I like to always throw that one out there because that's my fun deck. Because it's just drawing. It's just I'll spend a whole turn just drawing and be like, all right, I got all 5 cards.
Yes.
I don't even have to say go.
Yeah.
Okay, play this, play this.
That shit's crazy to me. Like I've played too, but I stopped playing like when I moved out. You know, like I didn't keep up with like the cards or the meta or anything
way
like
different
that.
now.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's super fucking crazy. Like back in my day, I was running a burn deck, which just is specifically for those people who don't know. Is a deck that's designed to do damage directly to the opponent.
You don't, without even like really using a monster. Or
so you're just stalling until you're able to like burn the person directly until they lose. And it's the most fucked up way that I could think of to play because I love messing with people. When I play any video game, I'm not playing to win. Yes. I'm playing to make the other guy's time as miserable as possible.
That's how I used to. I still have it, I think. It's because it's changed over the years because, you know, like fucking what's restricted and not on decks changes.
Yeah.
I used to have a clown control deck, and people hated me for it. Because it was like once I got the 2 clowns out there and the more I got out there, if I got the 2 out there, that was it. Because one literally, like, it's just shifting their positions, and it's fucking with the opponent's hand, field, and deck.
Yeah.
And it's just shifting the 2. So once I got the 2 out there, you're in lock. I'm like, I'm controlling it. Unless you got one card that could wipe my field, but I have shit to bring more shit out where I'm like, all right, let's do this again.
Yes.
I'm just like, I got the field right now. And I'm just slowly like switching between the 2 and like, all right, I do this, eliminate that, discard that, attack. For like a little bit of just chipping away. And it's like, we're going to keep going like this.
Yeah.
Man, I can't remember which deck Sonny had. And we could talk for days, but I had this one. Oh my God, I lost my train of thought. But I could actually get that card when I launched it. I could replace it. I could swap it with the other team's one of my opponent's cards, and I could bring that card over to my deck, and then I would attack with it, and then they would, it would obviously have to go into, wherever it went based on what the attack principle was. But that's how I would clear the field. So
nice. You're using their own stuff against them?
Yes, exactly.
I love it.
Yeah,
man, and it's so crazy. Like that's the one reason why I never got into card games. Like seriously, because there's so much bullshit out there. Like there's so many.
I tried Magic the Gathering. Holy fuck.
Oh no, Magic and Pokemon are like completely like over the top compared to Yu-Gi-Oh or something like that.
Because Magic's always changing. Like anytime they come out with a core set for like the next season, I guess, of cards, everything that was before, well, not everything, a majority of it is obsolete.
Yeah, they deal with power creep a lot, which is like that's why all of their old cards are usually shittier. Yeah. And like
what's the meta now? Whatever that core set is, whatever the function is, that's it now.
But hey, they gotta keep selling their product, man.
I get it. But at the same time, I'm like, fuck you.
But no, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, so that's kind of the whole weight, and so now we'll go online. We'll do what's they called Dual Zone. When you go online,
the new game or app. I don't know.
Yeah,
it just came out.
It's like both, right?
I barely downloaded it today. I didn't want to either, but they're like, well, it's pretty good. Like once you get the cards that you want, you can just like, you can actually make your own deck and only get the cards that you care about, and that's it.
Yeah, because it's a really good, a lot of competition, and when you have a deck that you think you like, you make sure you get those cards, put them in your deck, and then you're pretty good. So we used to play all the time, and then of course, one of my sons lives in Austin, so we could play online.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
See, that's cool.
Yeah.
What you're saying is I need to download it and we're going to have this match. That's what I'm hearing.
Dude, I'm telling you.
We need to do that.
We're going to do this.
Yeah, we need to have like a intramural Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
I remember
like a pub crew host. Pub crew presents.
That was one of the things we were opening up the brewery. I don't know if it was Sonny or Josh asked me. He's like, hey, Dad, should we do a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament at the brewery?
Oh my God, you'd be surprised how many seats you get filled.
Okay. I don't want to toot my own horn, but we do know Ricky and Lindy and I always forget her husband's name. Cody.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No. Well, I don't know. You're
well,
on the podcast,
from Game Vault and
he'll know now.
from Game Vault and Robogato.
Oh
yeah.
And I'm so sorry. I just I remember everything about him. I just suck at names because he's he actually
took him to remember my
studied.
name?
Yeah, he studied for culinary, and he's the whole reason why Game Vault has like a bakery and like a restaurant area.
Yeah,
now.
but I'm sure he's a very handsome man.
No, yeah,
with,
definitely.
Superior intellect.
Yeah, definitely. He looks like he turned down a life of a metal music band
to be a pastry chef.
Yeah, to follow his actual passion.
I swear I've heard this in a Disney movie.
Great save.
Yeah. So yeah, terrible with names. Learn shit about them, or know shit about people.
No shit about.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, but if you meet a handsome looking metal god type guy, that's him.
That's him. Right here.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we talk to them anytime that I go to like the store or anything like that. I mean, I'm glad that they've expanded so much that like I don't really get to talk to them because they're usually busy with managerial
really
stuff,
busy.
which is a great fucking thing to have. But all the people that they hire are super nice. Game Vault, just shouting you out, just real quick. But they have they do a lot of really nerdy stuff, for lack of a term. Like I would love to have like a D&D night at a.
I would say you can have an adult game night.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you put that message out, we put it out. I mean,
like I would love to
like,
play.
yeah, hell yeah, I'd like to play and drink.
I would love to play Dungeons and Dragons in a brewery.
That's exactly right.
That's a great setting.
Yeah, especially because that's how it would start at a tavern.
At a tavern.
Yeah,
that's how they usually start, right? So
it just works.
Yeah.
Brother, I don't think I mentioned it, but the Irish ale. Damn.
Yeah.
This is
we
good.
switched it up.
Yeah. Oh, I got the Irish ale. I forgot to mention. We were on tangents. I didn't want to have to deviate, but real quick, the Irish ale is. Oh, this is fucking good.
So, oh man, I appreciate you guys. Yeah, that one is. It's one of our small batch series, so it's something that we're trying to continuously bring out. And the next one is we're trying to bring our Thirsty Lizard wheat back, which I know people keep asking about it, but. When we do small batches and now we do this contract brewing, people are like, "Hey, can we brew it this weekend?" And it's like, all right, so things kind of get put to the right a little bit or to the side, and so the Thirsty Lizard will be brewing that one again, hopefully next weekend, and then the Irish will come back. So we're trying not to run out of it, but we're gonna run out of it.
This is pretty much like a rotator for the most part.
Yeah, so and we actually use those terms as rotators because we were actually supposed to be rotating the Irish with the brown, and customers were like, "There is no way in hell I should ever come here and not have the brown or not have the Irish," and it's like, so more fermenters, about more fermenters on the line to do that. But then this contract brewing stuff has been really taking off for us, and
well, that's good though.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It is. It's so unique. When we're doing the business plan, for the brewery, we thought, brew pub sales up front, distribution in the back, and that's kind of what you normally do at a brewery, and then you eventually sign with a distributor and then off you go. But this contract brewing stuff, I read about it in one of the books. One of the most famous contract breweries out there is Sam Adams. So Jim Cook, the owner of Sam Adams, he didn't have his brewery in his location. I think it was for about the first 4 or 5 years. So he would contract another brewery to make his first beers for the first several years. And he just rented a warehouse, a cool warehouse, where he would store the beers, and then he would distribute out of it. It took him a while to have his own brewery. So different.
Interesting.
Different situation here, but they're coming to us to brew their particular beers, but it's not another brewery. These are local businesses, which is really, really unique. And, like in the case of La Havana, they didn't know about craft beer. They came in, they tried all our beers, and off we went, giving them a craft beer. option,
Yeah.
and they've grown it from there. So but Benny Frank's they've been a craft beer tap house for a while, so they wanted their own beer and they got it. So the Oro de Azteca is there. So same thing with Craft Box. Craft Box opened up maybe I want to say like 6 months ago.
Yeah,
I was about to
it's
say.
been less. Yeah.
Yeah. But they're killing it. They're doing great. We
I
gave
know.
them
We
our
gotta hit
brown.
them up.
The Northeast has no excuse now.
Yeah, that's
right.
That's right. So we gave them our Trauma Nuts Brown, and within 3 days, sold out. I was like, "Are you kidding
That's
me?"
awesome.
I was like, "Yeah, bro, we can't meet that demand, man." So I talked to one of the owners. His name's Daniel, right? Great guy. You'll love him. And I said, "Hey, So he says, "Yeah, man." He says, "People are asking for the nut brown." I said, "Have any more of that nut brown?" And he's like, "Nah, man. That's
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop calling it nut brown.
yeah."
I'm gonna have to ask you to stop that.
And he's like, "Nah, man, that thing's like the McRib, bro. We look at it every once in a while." I was like,
That's
"What?"
good. That's
Yeah.
good. That's how you drive up demand.
Hell yeah.
I was like, "You're killing me." Yeah. So we gave them a tap that has a guitar. It's just a guitar tap. And I was talking with one of the other guys, Carlos, from there. We were having so many conversations, and he says, we says they've had the Trauma Nuts, they've had the Troublemaker, they've had Pumpkin, they have 1301. He says we get customers that come in and say, "Just give me whatever's on the guitar, man." I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool."
Nice.
Hell yeah.
that's
I
pretty
just
cool.
want whatever that is.
Yeah, it's whatever's on the guitar, man. He says they just know already. It's like, yeah. I was like, oh. So they're great supporters of ours, and we love it, and we like the fact that boom, big. They're not a big place, but they're a big footprint in the craft beer market in Northeast. So
Definitely.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, it's been super crazy, and it's been awesome to talk about stuff like this because last couple of weeks and the episode that just went up when we're recording this was at Undisputed Craft House on the east side,
Right.
and I had been frequenting their place since it opened because it was literally down the street from where I lived, and I was like, oh, craft beer, I can go here, and it's super close.
Yes.
I can walk there.
Stumble away.
Yeah. So
And I mean, he pretty much said like half of the stuff that you did about everything growing and how like everybody locally has really been stepping up and
Yeah.
really sort of taking it to the next level as much as we can. And like there's people like us who are doing like the visibility aspect of it, of just trying to get people like, hey, come to one of these breweries, go and have a good time, talk to people,
right.
like like the actual brewers.
Tell them Pub Crew sent you.
Yeah.
That's right.
And have a great time drinking your beer and not getting super fucked up, but just enjoying the night. It's definitely a whole different atmosphere than it is when you go to like a club or you go to go get fucked up or something like that.
Very much so. Yeah. So Chris Madrid from Undisputed, he's a good guy. He was out here a couple of weeks ago. We threw a surprise party for one of the home brewers.
Nice.
And but those are the guys that also helped. They helped pave the way for the craft beer market. So it's those are the guys that they're reaping the rewards for the growth that's going on in this community. But it's about the home brewers too. The fact that he was here paying homage to those guys, and I don't want to say homage, I'm paying homage to them. He was here as friends of those guys, says a lot about what's going on. So
yeah. I found out my cousins tune in. Hola, ¿cómo está? They're in Juárez.
That's it.
They're in Juárez. No, hold on. They're in Juárez. Espero que tuvieron mucha diversión escuchando este episodio. Los queremos mucho. Gracias por escucharnos. Si pueden venir al Paso, traten esta cerveza. Si no, pues vayan a sus locales artesanales. I think that's how you say.
Sí, de cerveza artesanal.
Yeah. Okay, just making sure.
Cervecerías artesanales.
Sí. Porque hay muchas en Juárez también. Sí, hay muchas personas que están haciendo sus propias cervezas. Go check them out.
El movimiento en Juárez es más grande que El Paso, nomás que parece que El Paso tenemos más cervecerías artesanales que Juárez, pero están creciendo también.
What they said.
See,
And that was our Spanish
Sí.
portion. That was it.
Simone.
Well, I mean, we've been doing this for a while. We don't want to keep doing this for like a whole 2 hours. But
Yeah.
I mean, is there any upcoming
Yeah.
stuff that you want to promote? Anything that you guys have been looking forward to? Any little secrets of like? I know you talked about your brews coming out, but like, is there any events that you're really looking forward to?
So yeah, we have so the pineapple Hefeweizen. We're gonna release that for Mother's Day, and the
Nice.
release is going to have vendors. It's gonna be like an all women event, so that'll be women vendors selling their wares here as we sell that beer. So we're expecting a big turnout. The other thing is I want to say in June we're gonna have our first festival. It'll be the June Fest, and it's going to be right out here in this area. We're going to have a stage. We're going to have like 18 bands.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're going to
Ooh,
have
baby.
vendors, food trucks.
Holy
It's
shit.
going to be freaking awesome, man.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're going to have bands playing out there. We're going to have an acoustic band play, an acoustic solo act here. And over there in our party room, we're going to have another band. So it's just going to be just a freaking music fest. You know, it's going to be on a Saturday from noon to midnight. And
Oh,
it's just
dang.
gonna be just crazy.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds
super awesome.
Awesome. You
Yeah.
know, like when in June?
We're working on that date. I'll let you
Yeah.
know, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
You go for your birthday.
That's why I was like, when in June are you planning
His
it?
birthday's in June. You know what's really crazy that I never realized up until right now?
What?
We have literal birthdays on like the opposite sides of the year.
Yes.
Yeah, because my birthday's in December and his birthday's in June.
Yeah,
Ah.
we're literally.
Yeah, so
6 months.
it's quite literally 6 months apart. That's fucking nuts, man.
dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Some fucking
By the
universe
time mine's
shit.
done, we're over here. Okay, Vic, what are we doing for you?
Well, you get 6 months to prepare for each. That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
I feel like we need it sometimes.
Yeah, no, definitely. That's big.
Like sometimes, yeah, that's not enough time.
That is so cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
but you know, our upcoming releases are going to be more on the lighter side. So we'll have the German Pilsner coming out, pineapple Hefeweizen, the Mongo Belgian Blonde. We'll be working on
Really
some of
looking
the other
forward to that
designs
one.
that we're looking at is the Kolsch.
Kolsch.
Yeah, so we're going to
Okay.
come up with a Kolsch.
That's awesome.
You know, there is some quasi collaborations with other breweries in the works, but nothing's been solidified
Ooh.
yet. But
Oh, we'd love to. We love seeing breweries collaborate with each
yeah,
other. That's
yeah.
our
Yes.
thing. Yeah, we love seeing like local places go all
Mhm.
out. Like last I saw was Aurelia's and Old Sheepdog
Yeah.
did something
Yes.
together.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That was big.
yeah, and I mean, like you gotta give it up to them. Like they're like Aurelia's is such a crazy thing of like we never do the same thing twice. You know, like we do this by machines,
The
like
machines!
like some Matrix shit. Like, and it's super cool for them to go like and collab with somebody like Old Sheepdog, who's usually a lot more like this is a lot more like hands-on and
Mhm.
like man-made, for lack of a better term. So it's really cool to see. So I'm very excited to see what's coming down.
Yeah.
And just be sure to check these people out. 1301 Texas Avenue. I didn't say that at the beginning. I'm saying it now.
That's true.
Yeah, but it's cool. Come check it out. You might find us here. Who knows? Tell them we sent you though, and they might give you a swift kick to the door.
Depends on who's
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah.
happened prior.
Exactly. They might charge you for our bill.
Right? You might get a special edition on your tab. You're donating to the Pub Crew College Fund.
That's right. Yes.
But thank you so much for joining us, guys. Thank you so much for having us, man.
Oh, bro,
really
it's
love
always a
coming here.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys. And thank you. And thank you.
And thank you too,
Hey.
man.
And thank
Hey,
you.
We appreciate it.
And you.
And to everybody tuning
I think
in.
it's everyone, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
think
you.
so.
And yes, and you.
Mhm.
You not so much.
Yes. Cheers.
Peace.
Yes. Beer is a solution.